Hello and welcome back to the Spookins channel, a place for us to speak about all things horror. My name is Sam.
I'm Sarah.
We are back on Tiermaker today. A little Season 7 Black Mirror review type thing for you. We are just going to talk a little bit about each of the Season 7 Black Mirror episodes, having watched them all. Put them into this tier list to tell you what we think.
Pretty much, yeah. There will be spoilers. I want to talk about them properly. Basically, it's been out for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
We've just finished watching all of them, not all in one go,
No.
but we've just finished watching all of them. So there will be spoilers in this tier list. I'm not gonna keep it vague at all because I'll forget basically.
And we are going in episode order of this. So if you're halfway through, then you can make it halfway through the video.
Yeah.
And then switch off if you don't want anything spoiled. So we
Yeah.
are going in order of episodes as they appear on the season.
Yeah.
The tiers are Black Mirror, Functional Mirror, Dusty Mirror, Cracked Mirror, and Reflective Glass. Let's hope no one ends up in there. So yeah, first one is Common People.
My favourite of the season.
Wow, there we go, straight in.
Straight in with my favourite. They opened it with a banger. The season started very well for me. What did you think of Common People?
Yeah, I thought Common People was a really good episode. Yeah, I know. I was very, very happy because I wasn't sure what to expect for this whole season, kind of going into it after the last one was a little bit of a miss.
Yeah, very, very hit and miss season 6, especially with kind of like, was it, with all the Red Mirror stuff, like, was it Black Mirror, was it not? It was a really strong opener, Common People.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I've really liked the main plot line, basically. The concept.
Yes.
There you go. That's the word I was missing. Yeah, I thought it was a really interesting concept and like a really cool kind of out there way to throw those shots at streaming services and other
and
things.
Also the healthcare system.
And the healthcare system, yeah. No, I liked it a lot. I did.
I think it was really strong. I love the Black Mirror episodes that are just super bleak. Like, I love the national anthem. I love 15 Million Merits. All the ones that just are super bleak, even at the end. I know most of them are bleak, but some of them, I don't know, they just end on such a downer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love those ones. And I really love this one as a, obviously we're not American, but the NHS is in dangerous, precarious position of being privatised. And I just find that concept really interesting. As a disabled person, it was a really interesting concept for me. And I think that's why it resonated so much with me and why it's my favourite episode of the season.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair enough. And I think that Black Mirror does that really well in that like different episodes kind of do hit their really specific target audience like in really strong and meaningful ways.
And
I think they've always done that.
They have, and this one had a lot to say about a lot of things basically, and I think it did them all really well. So yeah, it was my favourite of the episode. I think Chris O'Dowd, fantastic in this. He's always good, but I kind of just have always known him as a comedian.
He's just a silly side character, like, isn't he? Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's the main in IT Crowd.
Yeah.
But that's comedy, isn't it? So I don't know. It's nice to see him in something a bit more serious, and I think maybe that's why it hits even more as well, because you're used to him being in that comedy role. Yeah,
he probably his face probably like subconsciously sets you up for a good time.
Yes, it does. Like, because I love him. I think he's hilarious. I love IT Crowd.
He's great.
I think he is hilarious, and it was just, I don't know, maybe that made it even more of a gut punch when this was so bleak. It's like, not Chris. Not Chris. I'm going to put this one in Black Mirror. It is classic Black Mirror. If that one was in season 1, it would have fit in. You'll notice maybe as we go through, I've got a bias for season 1 and 2 of Black Mirror. But
they're the best ones.
They are the best ones, yeah. They're the bleakest in my opinion.
Yeah, there is another episode in this season which is also very bleak. and is probably my favourite.
Okay.
See what we'll get there.
Yeah. So next up we've got...
Bete Noir,
Yes.
probably. I'm assuming
Bete
that's how
Noir.
it's said. Yeah,
I don't know,
Bete Noir.
like Marc Lebet. Bete Noir. I don't know.
There's a little
Yeah.
thing. I would have said
know.
Bete Noir, probably.
I'm not sure.
Well, there you go.
But if you know, tell us.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Yeah, this one... I don't know, man.
This one was... I thought it was good in the moment, and I enjoyed it. I'm not sure, having now seen the rest of them, I'm not sure it's there.
Yeah, I think the concept is interesting. So like utilising like the Mandela effect and the idea of fake news, and people say something, therefore that makes it true, which is a very, prevalent with our news culture and like gossip culture and things like that. So once something is said and printed, it can never be forgotten because it's true.
Yeah.
But I don't think it did the concept justice. So with Common People, the conclusion, it had built towards the conclusion. I know I said we were going to spoil it, but I really enjoy Common People, and I'm going to try not to spoil that one for you. The rest of them, fair game. So I think with Bete Noir, I found the ending really rushed. Like, it spent so long explaining the concept. I'm not explaining, because it was showing you rather than like telling you, and it was visually explaining it, but it spent so long on being like, this is what the Mandela effect is, and this is the effect of what she's doing, that when it got to the end, they were kind of like, and what do we do with that? I don't know.
Yeah, it went a bit off the rails.
It did
at the end, and kind of lost its purpose a little bit.
It lost its way, so it just wasn't my favorite, really.
Yeah.
I think it, like you say, in the moment,
yeah,
I was like, oh, I'm quite enjoying this, and I really liked the there's one shot at the beginning where the two of them are talking, but they're not in the foreground of the shot. The hat that says Bernie's or Barney's is on the hat, and I read somewhere actually that there are two versions of that episode, one where it says Bernie's and one where it says Barney's.
I've read that as well. Yeah, so some of the audience members feel like they've been tricked by it, and others weren't, because
we had Bernie's, but it was funny as we were watching it. I was like, no, I'm sure the hat said Barney's, and then like I thought, no, did it? What did it say? And I remembered at the beginning thinking, oh, Bernie's, are they focusing on it being Bernie because of like, are we going to get some kind of Bernie Trump thing here? Which I guess we didn't, but I mean, I guess you could say we did with fake news and things like that. Yeah. But anyway, that wasn't the point. That's what made me remember that the hat did say Bernie's and it wasn't Barney's, like they were arguing that it was. I just thought it was quite a repetitive episode.
It was, yeah.
It was like, we get it.
A lot of kind of rehashing the same thing, just like the slow escalation of things just wasn't, I don't know.
Yeah, it did. That's like you say, the slow escalation. It didn't feel like an escalation. It felt like repetition. Yeah. It didn't feel like it was going anywhere. It was like the thing with the Bernie Barney hat, the thing with the milk. It was like, these are all similar things.
Yeah.
Like, and we got the concept very early on, and I don't think it needed to be shown so much. I was kind of like, okay, we get it. Like, yeah. So I think this is, I don't know, is it functional or is it dusty?
I think it's dusty.
Not their best work, but not a bad episode.
No, still a good episode.
I think if you are just coming into Black Mirror, it's a good one to watch. To be like, it's about technology bad.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to keep going back to it because it was my favourite. In Common People, what I really enjoyed about it is that it was technology bad, but it was also about the people. A lot. It wasn't so much like, isn't technology just bad?
Technology as the outstanding villain. Yeah,
yes,
it was actually.
Yes. And I guess you could say the same about Bete Noir, but it just didn't didn't hit. It wasn't really the technology that was bad, it was her.
Not for me.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like the end when she's like Empress of the World.
Yeah.
Because it's like we said when we watched it, that was meant to be something bad that the woman had done to make herself Empress of the World. Empress of the Universe. And then the main character had gone through this whole arc and just ended where the villain was. And it didn't feel like it was trying to say anything with that. It was just a cool ending shot. I don't know, maybe I just totally missed the point of the episode, but it really didn't hit for me. Should we move on?
Yeah. Hotel Reverie.
San Junipero in black and white, the movie.
Yeah, see, so I really enjoyed this episode.
I know you did.
I have not seen San Junipero, and I'm feeling increasingly like that has helped me.
Yes, I think so.
In my enjoyment of this. Because I thought this was great.
I don't think it was bad. That's not to say I thought this was like you're saying that, like I thought it was a bad episode.
No.
I didn't think it was a bad episode, but yeah, I've seen San Junipero. Controversially, San Junipero is one of my least favourite episodes of Black Mirror, so Hotel Reverie was just San Junipero in black and white, and I didn't love it. I enjoyed it. It was fine.
Yeah.
It's alright.
I just really like anything was like that behind the scenes kind of movie, even like that old movie style. I don't know. I just really that kind of appeals to me as well. I get really interested in the behind the scenes crafts of movie and theatre and things.
Yeah.
So having that as a big theme in this movie was good as well. This one just kind of felt like it was a little bit for me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I can see why you really enjoyed it. You love cinema. Golden Age cinema's a bit you. Like I can see why it hit for you. And that's, like I say, I did enjoy it. I also enjoy cinema and behind the scenes cinema things. I just felt like the idea explored in it about this fictional AI clone of Clara, is that her name? The actress or the character in the film. I thought they've explored that concept so many times. Is the AI in the computer real? Does it have emotions? Does it feel? Does it think?
Well, we're going to see another one of them.
And I was just about to say, I think they explored that at length in a better way in previous episodes. So even just that segment in White Christmas with the cone is the same concept. And USS Callister, while slightly different, same kind of concept. I just feel like I've had enough of Black Mirror episodes being like, are AI people real?
Yeah, that's absolutely
But
fair.
having said that, I really enjoyed the concept, despite just saying I didn't enjoy the concept. I enjoyed the setting of the concept.
It was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was for me, it was like enough of a twist on a kind of overdone thing for them that they got away with it in my brain. They gave me enough new to look at around it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And the love story between the two main characters, I can't remember their names. I'm really bad at character names.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I thought the love story was really good. It was really well done. I like it in film and TV and cinema, that kind of concept of someone. It's kind of the same as in, we just watched this last night, Happy Death Day, where someone has built up the romance because they've had the time.
Yeah.
And then that's taken away from them. I just really like that.
Yeah.
As a like I say, I like the bleak ones. And although it's not bleak in Happy Death Day, it's bleak in this one because she kind of forgets who she is. Yeah. I also I wasn't sure about the ending where she has the phone and she can talk to her in the video. I wasn't sure why they did that. Like,
yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one, to be honest. I know it's I get that it's like nice for her to be able to speak to her again, but she doesn't know who she is and she can't go and see her. Or
and I get that
don't know.
I get the episode is about not being able to kind of let go of the past, or not being able to let go of, like, you have the film executive who can't let go of the old movies and is kind of like, oh, that's not how he did it, or wow, she's got a different take on it. And I guess that kind of solidifies it because she can't let go because she wants to phone through to Clara and talk to her. But I don't know, like, I feel like I'm making a leap there to make that work.
Yeah, I get why you would not like that scene so much, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I agree. It's probably an unnecessary addition. I didn't need it either.
But yeah, it was a good episode.
For me, this episode is functional mirror, I think.
Yeah, I would go functional mirror as well if you want to put it in Black Mirror, because I know that you liked it a lot.
No, I'm happy to put it in functional mirror.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think it's one I'd watch again.
Yeah, I think I would watch it again.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if I'll rush to.
No, because like I rewatch Black Mirror fairly regularly. I've got like a rotation of episodes that I watch, and I'm not sure this is gonna make it.
Yeah, I feel like if I was gonna make a rotation, it wouldn't be on it. It would maybe join up every 3.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd say in this season, for me, 100%, Common People's going in rotation. Yeah. Like, it's joining basically the entirety of season 1 and 2. It's Shut Up and Dance is like is it my favourite? It's definitely up there. And that one's just bleak as hell, man. It's kids, Kenny, it's kids. So yeah, I think this one's not making rotation, but it's a decent episode. Yeah. I enjoyed watching it at the time.
Plaything.
I had a fun time. Plaything. I really liked this episode.
This is a great episode. I think... And Peter Capaldi, just let's go ahead and say it, is great.
He is an amazing actor.
Such a good actor.
I know people kind of just think of him as like Doctor Who, and they didn't love his era. But I would argue that he is just one of the best actors, like, currently working. He carries this episode so well. Like, because I was thinking about my rankings of these episodes. We were talking about it today, where we would individually rank each episode. And I was like, why did I like Plaything so much? It's kind of, like, boring. But it's not, because his performance makes it not boring. Yeah. It's a very basic Black Mirror episode, but he makes it. I think that's one of the best things about Black Mirror is that the concepts, when the concepts are so simple, and it's the performances that carry it. Like the national anthem, that's not high concept, that's social media, that's stuff we have now. And it's the performances that carry that episode, and it's the same, I think, with Plaything.
I think there's a lot of Black Mirror, and I was saying it to you the other day, where, like, as an actor, like, Black Mirror, if they came calling, I think there's no way you turn it down, because all of their concepts and all of the writing and stuff, even on the lesser episodes, like, give such great work to an actor.
Yeah.
Like, it's
100%.
All of them are just, and I proper get to, like, flex your acting muscles on Black Mirror episodes.
Yes, there are 3, because obviously Chris Howard. But there are 2 really standout performances for me in this season. And they're 2 episodes where it's just basically one person carrying the whole episode. And Plaything is one of them. And I just think he makes this episode... I'm not sure it would have worked with a different actor, or like, it was just cast perfectly. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure how it would have worked with any of changes made to it. It's just perfect as it was. I really loved Thronglets.
Yeah,
Is that what they're
Fronglets
called?
is great. Yeah.
We downloaded it.
We downloaded Fronglets. Had a little go on
Yes,
Fronglets.
if you haven't, if you didn't watch through the credits, about halfway through, there's a QR code and you can download Fronglets.
Or it's in your app store.
Yeah. Oh,
just
yes.
Go on, just type in Fronglets.
Yeah.
If you want to go.
So we enjoyed that. I get attached to NPCs so hard and fast. So those little guys, when they were getting murdered by Lump, I was like, I can't handle this.
The little...
I actually nearly cried, just for these tiny little avatars. And that's kind of one of the great things about the episode. It makes you care.
Yeah, they do such a good job of really quickly making you care about these digital little dudes.
Yes, and again, I think that's Peter Capaldi's performance, and the actor who plays young him. He's also great.
He's also very good.
And obviously, we had a little Will Poulter eyebrow boy came back. Little Bandersnatch Easter egg cameo.
Yeah.
Tucker Soft was in play in this episode, which was good. I think this season, probably because in the last season, people were kind of like, not sure about that. There's a lot of harking back to previous seasons. So most obviously, you've got USS Callister, the sequel, Infinity, Into the Beyond, whatever it's called. Into Infinity. Yeah. You've got this one that has the Bandersnatch cameo with Will Poulter coming back. You've got Hotel Reverie, which is San Junipero, the sequel. And they're aware of that because the box at the end where the main actress lives says Junipero Drive. Yeah. They're aware. So they know what they're doing. They're calling back to things that you did like. Because they're like, oh, you didn't like the last one? Let's go back and remember all these things you did like. And it worked for me. I'm not. I see what you're doing, Charlie, but I'm here for it because you know what? I did like Bandersnatch.
Where are you with Plaything?
It's between Functional and Black Mirror for me because the next one is it's a 10 out of 10 Black Mirror episode.
It is, yeah.
And I feel like, although I was like, yeah, Plaything's perfect.
Yeah, and this is the other one as well that is almost entirely carried by a single actor.
Yes.
And is just an amazing performance. So Eulogy is the episode.
Yes.
And yeah, it is. It's just great. It's just peak Black Mirror.
You put this as your favourite, didn't you?
This was my favourite of the season. Yeah, this would be my one if I were to put one in Black Mirror. Yeah. This would be my one.
Fair. Then I think Plaything has to stay in Functional Mirror. I think we each have one that we're like, it's Black Mirror. And everything else kind of has to sit below that. Eulogy, incredible episode. And it's another one where it's not totally about the technology. The technology is there to facilitate the character and the story.
Yeah, and it goes back to as well, and I've literally just noticed the link, where you're saying common people was for you as a disabled person, spoke to you. I am someone who works in the funeral industry, and so a lot of this is incredibly relevant to things that I do literally every day. So yeah, I maybe that's part of why it's up there. Yeah,
maybe. Black Mirror hits best when it hits you individually, and they do that so well. There are so many aspects in all the episodes that can hit to you as an individual, and when they do, that makes them incredible. Because common people, yes, if you are disabled or have experienced the healthcare system or anything like that, it will hit with you. But it's like you said when you were talking about it, it also makes comments on streaming services, and it also makes comments on the sex worker industry in the internet age. It makes comments on lots of things. And I think Eulogy does as well. So it's about death and looking back on life.
This is also incredibly bleak.
Yeah, really bleak.
You said you like the bleak ones. This is a bleak one.
Yeah. So as well as being about that, it's also about kind of our own memories of ourselves and having to confront our own issues and how we have been problematic in other people's lives.
Yeah.
So we're the main character of our lives, but we're not the main character of everyone else's lives. And this episode is someone confronting that. Like, it's all about his pain and how he felt, but looking through all these photographs, he realizes how he has made her feel.
Yeah.
So it's about multiple things. When I saw this one and I read the description, I was like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get through this one, because I thought it was going to be about because the description says like an isolated man, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, it's going to be like an elderly person whose partner has died and they're going to be going through their belongings and looking back on their life. And I was like, I don't think I can do it. But this was even better.
Yeah, it was so good. It just was so good. And whilst, like, obviously massive shout out to the dude who carries this episode.
Yes. I'm going to flash his name because...
the one other character in this episode, the one other actor also does a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
In her role as well.
They really do. Both of them, they're just fantastic and they bounce off each other. And I think the second character... Oh, we said we're going to do spoilers,
yeah, we
so
can
it's
do
fine.
spoilers,
So the daughter character, she does a really good job of transforming from generic AI guide to you suck.
Yeah. You kind of you really get that like impression of her learning along with him and kind of piecing things together and kind of slowly building her own narrative of his life, like you were saying, like it's that look on how you're not the main character of everyone else's lives, and the character and how her character progresses throughout it kind of really drives that point home.
Yeah, it really does. And it's funny because they obviously plant the seeds of it early on, because we were making comments about things that he was saying before the like turn on him. So it's really well written, because it's not like he's like presented as an angel and then suddenly it's like, oh, and actually you suck.
Yeah.
Like we were saying something, it's when they did the peer picture before she says, oh yeah, you could have put the bottle down. Me and you said to each other and was like, got a bottle in hand in every picture. Like I think
every picture so far you've had a bottle in your
hand,
mate.
So I think we can see why you might not be together anymore.
There are a few things where we've been like, oh, maybe you could have done something about that as well, buddy.
Yes, and that was the point. I know he's such a famous actor, and I hate that I can never remember names. I'm going to flash it up.
Yeah, apologies. We are both just bad at names.
He's just fantastic. Like he's, again, perfect casting for this. I've seen him in lots of things, and I think he was perfectly cast as, and I mean this with no disrespect, sad old alcoholic man looking back on life. I say this with no disrespect.
No, he was. Yeah, he fully was. He would agree. It's fine.
And yeah, you're right. I think those two are my favourite in this season, and they hit for different reasons. And Eulogy. Yeah, it's just a really good episode of Black Mirror. It's well written.
Of TV,
It looks fantastic. The effect of him going into the photographs is fantastic. It's a bit more of a, like, I want to say flashy one, but it's not really like flashy, like all this technology. But it looks fantastic with them going into the photographs and things like that. And yeah, clearly it's one of our favourites because we've just been talking about it for, I think, the longest. Didn't even talk this long about Common People.
No.
That's still my favourite.
Let's pop to the last one.
USS
Callister, Into Infinity, the sequel.
Yeah.
The feature length.
Yeah.
hour and a half episode of Black Mirror.
It was a long one, wasn't it?
So I've been thinking about this episode, right? And I think I enjoyed this episode more than I'm giving it credit for. If this wasn't Black Mirror, I think I would be saying it was really good.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like a Black Mirror that much to me. I don't know. It felt like, I thought it was a good... I like the concept of like, I would like to watch something similar where there's like, some NPCs or whatever in a game, and all these players are coming and like taking over their world. And I think that's really cool and great. And I think it was done pretty well. I just didn't need the USS Callister link.
No.
And it just also just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel like Black Mirror. It just felt like a sort of normal space sci-fi.
Yeah, it's thing. Like I would love to watch Space Fleet.
You know what it is? It's for anyone who is an anime fan, it's Sword Art Online, which is a really good anime. And is that same thing as like just people going into, it's like a MMORPG type thing. And yeah, this felt like a really good live action version of Sword Art Online to me.
Yeah, I think for me it just I don't know, it as I was saying to you earlier, I don't think this added anything to the original USS Callister episode.
No.
USS Callister is not one of my favourite Black Mirror episodes. It's a great episode, very well made. It explores the concept of kind of incel culture, toxic masculinity, lots of these things really well. It's a decent episode. It's not one of my favourites. Just, I don't know, just preference. I don't know. It's just not one of my favourites. Even though it is a really good episode. And I just feel like this covered similar ground.
Yeah.
But for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, it did not need to be feature length either. That is another...
It was very long. It covered similar things. I didn't learn anything particularly new about anyone. It covered the same thing with Robert at the end when he's like, oh yeah, I'll just copy it because you can just stay here with me forever and I'll treat you nice.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, and at first I thought even worse, they were going to try and redeem him
and say that
because he's stuck in there forever, trying to make you feel bad for him. I was like, oh no, I'm uncomfortable. And then they dropped the whole, I'm just going to copy and paste, not cut and paste, because then you can just stay with me forever. I was like, oh, there he is. There's Robert. But also it's like, I know that's him. Like, I don't...
Yeah, we know, she knows.
And we know
Walton.
We know Walton is like a tech bro, arsehole character. We learned nothing new about him. Nothing new really about any of the characters. And then what I thought was weird is at the end... when they're all of the crew are living in her head, I was like, well, they're presenting this as a happy ending that they're watching housewives
I'm not sure
together.
how you were supposed to feel about it.
And that feels like a Black Mirror episode in itself.
I wonder if we're going to get another
one. I don't think I can do another USS Callister episode.
But the thing is, right, if they did a third one, it would at least be very different.
True.
Because it's them stuck inside and like helping pilot her through her everyday life.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what it would be again? It would be another one where the AI avatars are real people. Yeah. And we've done it. Yeah. We've done it so many times in Black Mirror. And my favourite version of that is in White Christmas with the woman in the cone. It's my favourite version of that story. And they've done it again and again and again and again since then. And it's just not... Like, I get it. You know what might be colouring my view on this as well is that I'm very scared of AI. I don't like AI at all. Yeah. No, fair. So when he was like, oh, you can go out there and go back into your body and wipe the crew. And she was like, no, I can't do that. Why not, man? They're not real.
They won't know.
They won't know. They're not real. So I don't know if that colours my view on these kind of episodes because I have such a black and white view of AI. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. But yeah, I didn't think we needed a second one. It added nothing to the kind of original. It was just kind of there.
Yeah.
It was an hour and a half.
It was.
It was the only episode I found myself looking at the time and like looking on my phone like, okay, is this done yet? And I went to make a cup of tea and I was like, oh my gosh, we've still got half an hour to go. And I can't even tell you where, like, I mean, it was kind of fairly obvious where the story was going, but it was like, I don't want to sit through another half an hour to find out where it's going and how it gets there. Yeah, I don't know. That's
where
probably,
are you dropping it then?
I mean, for me, it's a cracked mirror. It's not reflective glass.
No, it's not reflective glass.
But
No way.
if Bete Noir sits in dusty mirror, USS Callister, I enjoyed infinitely less than Bete Noir. So
Right.
either Bete Noir has to go up to functional mirror, or USS Callister has to go into cracked mirror. And I don't know, I don't feel good about putting Bete Noir in the same category
Bete
as
Noir absolutely
Plaything.
cannot go in the same category
Yeah, sorry USS Callister.
There you go.
I don't know if that's going to be particularly controversial because I know people really, really like the first USS Callister. We've not actually, so it didn't kind of colour our opinions, not actually read anything.
I've seen nothing of audience reaction for anything this season at all.
I didn't want it to colour my opinion on this tier list. So I've looked at nothing. So I have no idea if this is...
Yeah, if this has gone down well or whether we're about to get blown to
You're about
smithereens.
to get cooked, bruv. Oh, smithereens, nice.
There
Hey.
you go.
That is another one of my favourite ones. Which again, I think is controversial because I don't think anyone likes season 5. I don't like season 5 apart from Smithereens. Yeah. Anyway, let's know what you think about, especially USS Callister. I'm really interested to know if I just don't like it because I don't feel any kind of way about AI avatars or because I didn't think it was necessary. And as I say, USS Callister isn't one of my favourite episodes to begin with, so I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think about Into Infinity? Did you really like it or not? Do you think it was unnecessary? But also let us know what you thought about the rest of the season.
All the others, yeah.
Yeah, and if anything hit with you in particular, did you like that they kind of harken back to older episodes? Did it not bother you that Hotel Reverie was basically San Junipero? Things like that. Yeah, so that is our tier list.
Yeah, please, thank you for watching.
Yeah, watching question mark.
if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel for more. Hit that notification bell so you know when our next video drops.
Yeah.
And
Subscribe?
until next time.
Did you say subscribe?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
If I didn't, subscribe.
There's a reminder.
If I did, subscribe. There it is. Yeah, cool. Until next time, don't have a Waldo moment.